Hi, welcome to another craft video from the Kansas City, Kansas Public Library. I'm Cheryl, and I make up the craft kits for the main library. And this video is to accompany a craft kit that we're giving out at the main library for adults and older teens starting April 1st, 2022. And it makes this cute little necklace that's a miniature stack of books. Now, if you don't have the kit or you're watching this later, don't worry. I'm going to show you what's in the kit, so you just compile your own supplies and you can follow along. So let's get started crafting. In your kit, you will find 2 pieces of paper that have book covers printed out in a couple of different sizes. These are larger ones, these are smaller ones. You will also find some sort of glue stick, and you will find a plastic baggie. This plastic baggie has a cord that you will use for the necklace. It has 4 pieces of foam, 2 larger and 2 smaller. These will form the little cores of the books. You will have a little embroidery floss. This is going to be used to tie up the books to make them into a stack. And you will find one little jump ring. This is going to be tied on to the book stack so that you can hang it on the necklace. Now, you do not have to use this cord for your necklace. You can actually just hang this jump ring on an actual chain or some sort of charm necklace that you've already got. Okay. All right, so we're going to set aside the cords and the jump ring. I like to keep the jump ring in the little plastic baggie. That way I don't drop it on the floor or lose it. So I just close that up and set that aside. Alright, you will need to have a pair of scissors. I'm going to set the glue stick aside for right now. So you'll need to figure out which book covers you want to use for your books. I think I'm going to use purple and a red. So you're going to cut those out. Okay, and I'm going to set those aside. Now I'm going to decide what smaller ones I want. I think we're going to do the blue and the green. Alrighty. Now I'm ready to glue these on to my foam. So I'm just going to remove the lid. Some of the glue sticks have short lids like this, and some of the glue sticks have lids where you pull the whole thing off. There are 2 different kinds. So I'm just going to start with one of the smaller ones, and I'm going to put some glue all over one side, and I'm going to just glue it in here, lining up one edge with the center so that it's evenly put along there. Now, this may be slightly smaller, slightly bigger. You can always trim down the paper if it's too big, or you can trim down the foam if it's too small. If the cover's too small, you can trim down the foam. So I'm going to put glue on the other side and fold it over. Okay. So I'm going going to trim down that edge just a little bit. Okay. So I've got one book right there. And this is perfectly fine. Now, just repeat the process for the rest of the books. Okay, so I have my 4 books here. Now I'm going to figure out how I want these stacked. So let's decide there. I like to stack them from biggest to smallest. All right. I decided I want them in that order. Now I'm going to start gluing them together. Now when you glue these together, you can line them all up nice and tidy and perfectly centered and everything like that. But I like to make them a little bit more varied. So I'm going to put a little bit glue here. I'm going to stick my next one up here, and instead of completely centering it and straightening it, I'm going to put it at a slight angle so that you can see a little bit like that. I think it looks more natural. Not very, I mean, you don't want them all which way and everything, just a little bit here and there. And that's pretty much it. So there you have your stack of books. Isn't that adorable? All right, now we're going to take your piece of embroidery floss and we're going to tie it around. Now we start by putting just a little bit of glue just right in the center. Don't cover the whole top. And then we're going to put this crosswise like that, right on top of the glue. Then we're going to flip this over, put another little bit of glue right in the center, and we're going to bring this up and tie it. The little bit of glue is just sit there so that it doesn't shift. Okay, now I don't need to make a knot here. I just need to turn my thread like that. And if it slides around, you can even add just a little bit more glue and hold this until it sits. Just a little bit. So you should have that. Now I'm going to flip it back over to the top. I'm going to put just a tad more glue on the edges, or on the top where the thread's going to go. I'm going to tie this. Now on this one, I do want to make a knot. I'm going to tie it once and tie it again to make a knot. Then I'm going to hold it down for just a second to make sure it gets contact with that glue stick. And there we go. Now it's time to put on the little jump ring. So I'm going to take this. Be very careful when you take this out because you don't want this rolling off onto the floor into your carpet and you'll never find it again. Okay, so I'm just going to thread one end through the jump ring. Then I'm going to tie another little knot. So there we've got that. Now the rest of this I'm going to just tie in a little tiny bow. And make it small. Okay, and I'm going to trim off the ends. The cord is the thread is extra long just so that you have enough room to tie it with your fingers. And then when you get it the right size, you just, or the right done, when you get it done, just trim off the edges. So there's your finished book stack. Now you can just thread it onto the cord. And tie that around your neck. And you've got your finished necklace. Now, if you have your own chain, necklace chain, or something like that, you can simply put this on a chain, on a current necklace that you already have, or you can wear it just like this. Thanks for viewing another craft video from the Kansas City, Kansas Public Library. We'll see you next time for the next kit.